Every time I do a video from now on, I should probably do something vampire-ish. Since everybody know I got fangs. Kids definitely tell me. And what's so funny is I know how my teeth look. Well, let me say, maybe I didn't know as much as I thought. But or I just didn't think about it. But when the kids tell you stuff, literally every time now I look at myself, I look right at my teeth. So anyway, sit down because really quick, this is what I want to tell you about. So I haven't talked about my endometriosis as much because the narcolepsy be narking. So that is typically how my daily, or I don't do daily videos. And if there's a person who has narcolepsy that does, I just want to see their videos. I would love to see how their days are and what they do, because they could do desk work or something. But anyway, I was talking about something that may or may not be directly tied to my endometriosis. And yes, I'm getting ready to take a nap. That's why I put this on. And I was gonna go lay down. I actually feel good. I wasn't tired coming home from the job, but here's the thing. I got some extra sleep today and I turned down a job because I had such somewhat intense headaches yesterday. And typically I get sleepy headaches or exhaustion headaches. Like it's not just, oh, I'm a little sleepy, but like, it's like, you're well past your threshold of needing sleep. And I had that yesterday. And the day went great. I'm gonna do a post about the Spanish classes that I had yesterday. It was wonderful, but that's not what this is. So I wanted to talk about my Mittleshmertz, okay? So Mittleshmertz is, I think they consider it the German name, but for when you have intense ovulation pain, which leading into that, my headaches yesterday was a warning to my body, because I don't get headaches apart from my narcoleptic symptoms and things like that. I don't get headaches. I'm pretty familiar with my body. And so when I was offered a job today, I was like, no, because I just really knew I couldn't be my best self. And I just didn't know what was going on with my body. And I was considering going to get checked out. But when I woke this morning, I got extra sleep. So I did not even get out of the bed until 8, which is different from 5. But I laid in the bed longer, and I saw that I had a message that asked, oh, emergency sub really quickly. And it's at the school that's a half-day school. So I was like, cool, gravy, got it. Told them I'll be in within the hour, and now I'm back. So wasn't tired. I had toddlers today. Very rambunctious group. A lot of physical work, but I loved it. I enjoyed it and was able to come back. Here's the thing. I started to have my Mittleshmertz or cramps in between. So I think that the Mittleshmertz part, or the basically ovulation, is like the in between your cycle. So can't remember the exact days. So maybe like after 14 days, first part of your cycle, then you have your period, then the ovulation time, and then your other part of your cycle continues. Don't quote me on it, or just go look it up. I'm sharing this though, so I've had this since I was young. And let me just say, because I was at this workout thing with some ladies, and one of the ladies talked about her daughter just getting her cycle. A lot of times, the emotional, hormonal, attitudinal things are what parents, mainly moms, don't want to deal with when the cycles when your daughters transition into having their periods. And I can get that, and I'm pretty sure I had that. But more than anything, I had really horrible cramps. And so that affects your attitude and that affects your mood. And I mean, like, what do you do when you're in pain? You know what I'm saying? And so, and you can't always take medicine, especially when you're in school. They don't want to give you any medication unless your parents say. So anyway, I just shared this to say, for parents, caregivers of daughters in whatever, I started my cycle at 9, so that age range on up, ovulation cramps are a thing. They are not normally mentioned or talked about. Even when I've mentioned it to certain nurses, when I've had my more intense pain, they didn't know what I was talking about. How do I even know what's called Mittleshmertz? I looked it up because it was consistent. When I started to clock my cycle, and I was like, what is this pain during this particular time? Well, I knew I was, and then I'll start to realize, oh, this is ovulation time. Oh, is there ovulation pain? And I just started looking into resources, and I saw, oh, all these people are like, yeah, this is called this, blah, blah, blah. This is known. Again, I've just had to research so many things for myself that when I share stuff, as much as I might not be the most exciting person to listen to, it really is to help other people, to put different things out there for different people who just may not. I've talked to so many people when I've mentioned this to them, even apart from the nurses at the hospitals, that they were like, oh yeah, I get that, or I never heard of that. Or, yes, I have heard of that, but I didn't know it was a thing, or heard someone tell me that it happened to them, but they didn't know it was a thing that other people experience. And so anyway, I'm just sharing it. It definitely affected my day. It made it really hard when they would ask me, the kids today, pick me up, can I sit on your lap and things like that. I didn't do any of those things. But my attitude, I believe, was still positive, pleasant. Kids, wanted to be near to me. We had fun. I tried to do as much as I could. But it was hard. It was a push. It was a struggle. And I only worked for a few hours. So I say that again in light of women who may experience it but didn't know it had a name, or didn't know it was a thing, or didn't know that you could possibly go get help for it, or whatever the case may be. It is a thing. Ovulation cramps, ovulation symptoms that are very uncomfortable, whatever that may look like for you. But for me, it's just intense pain. It makes it hard to walk. I've gone to the hospital for a number of times before I really was able to hone in on what it was, because all I knew was my dysmenorrhea, which was my period pain. So I didn't really understand what was going on after that. And so anyway, Mittleshmertz, ovulation pain, it's a thing. Look into it. Consider it with your daughters, wives, sisters, friends. Even mentioning it. You may not even really know what you're saying, but if someone is experiencing it and they cramps and they've already had their cycle, you can now say, hey, have you looked into like that pain that could be after your cycle during your ovulation? You may feel like you sound crazy, but you don't realize how validated people feel when they know that, oh, I'm not crazy, or it's not just me. It doesn't have to be what was I reading about it? Like, even if something is prevalent or experienced by a number of people, it doesn't mean that it has to be normal for you, even if it has been, but it can be treated or cared for differently. So I'm glad I didn't take that other job, though it would have been more money. I'm glad I listened to my body. It would have been very hard to be teaching in the classroom by myself, like at these schools where I do, and they have all 25 plus kids and of all different ages, and it's all day. That would have been really hard for me in the state that my body is in. But to be able to go to this school, only work a few hours, and with 2 other teachers in the room, yeah, I'm thankful. I'm glad I'm starting to do that. I hope other women truly will start listening to your bodies, asking more questions. And again, I just hope this is helpful to someone. Thank you.